I don't know what the to do, but I'm losing it over here. I am losing it. Parents of disrespectful teenagers, these are the only ones I want to hear from. Okay. I don't want to hear from the ones who, oh, you should have raised them right, this and that, whatever. I have a terrible teenager. Okay. Well, what I want to know is, how would you handle this situation? I have a teenager that just is deciding that she's going to leave the house all hours of the night, go and stay at her boyfriend's house, come home the next morning, mid-afternoon, not going to school, just deciding she is just going to do what the she wants to do, right? Don't tell me to beat her ass. I done already done that shit. The is a wrestler. We rumble back and forth. Like it's too much. I'm not gonna fight her. She cusses me out, right? Like I told y'all I was embarrassed and I didn't want to get on the internet, but I'm just gonna air this shit out because it's too much. Okay. But this whole thing about her leaving my mother's house, right? And just coming back whenever she wants to come back, turning off her location, not letting me know where she's at. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to deal with this at all. And I am like this close. I don't know what to do, but I'm losing it over here. I am losing it. Okay. I have cut her cell phone service off many times. Nothing phases this girl. And I don't know what else to do to get it through her head that it's like, I don't understand. Like at this point, I'm just like, just let me know where you're going. Just let me know where you're going. That way I have a compass. You know what I'm saying? If you come up missing or something happens to you, at least I have a compass to be like, okay, well, she told me she was going over here. I don't even have nothing I can tell to the police at this moment. I am just so at my wits' end with this girl. No, she cannot go live with her dad. Her dad is dead. No, I don't have any family members to send her to. They don't want her. So I don't know what else to do.
So she said there, her dad is dead. I was wondering, where's the father? That's unfortunate. And then she says, I can't send her to anybody else because nobody else wants to deal with her. I'm a firm believer, and I know this is probably easier said than done, but I'm a firm believer in doing everything you can in the front end. And this also means in your approach mentally, anticipating that someone can still choose to go down the wrong path. I'm a firm believer in believing and accepting that I've done what I can. If, of course, that is true, that I've done what I can, and leaving the rest up to God. Now, with that being said, what comes to mind for me in this situation where she says, I don't know what else to do with my disrespectful teenager, is a Bible verse. Train up a child in the way that it should go, and when the child grows, it shall not depart from it. And what that verse is saying is like, hey, you raise a kid up right. When it gets older, it'll start to look back. Remember the things it was taught. Start applying those things. But the key word is you have to make sure that that foundation is strong. Do I know that foundation is strong here? I don't. I think for anybody else who's looking at this, because when I hear stories like this, I'm like, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I avoid this? Is the foundation has to be strong to begin with. As somebody who identifies as Christian, believes in scripture, I take that verse very seriously. Now, this doesn't mean that a child won't veer off. The question is, when that child leaves the house and destruction comes upon them, which that will happen eventually because that's what a mother or any good parent or father would be trying to protect their child from. When they finally realize, like, okay, there is wisdom in what my parents are trying to protect me from, what does it have to run back to? Does it have a foundation to run back to? When that child goes into the world and experiences pain, the consequences of horrible decisions, does it run back to God, or does the child go deeper into more chaos? And I think this is unavoidable for most children. For most children, how do I know? Because we've all been children at one point and we've all rebelled against our parents. And at some point, your parents just had to sit back and see, will this person learn or will they continue to destroy their lives? A quick moment for the sponsor of this channel, fathershaverights.com. She thought she was in the clear. For years, she cashed child support checks that she knew she was being overpaid on. She kept the money, never looked back. But when the math got rechecked, after dad took her to court, the truth finally came out. She'd been overpaid nearly $100,000. In court, she swore it was not her fault, claiming she tried to fix the situation twice, but the judge didn't believe her. And now she's paying it all back. Every dollar she wasn't owed. Gentlemen, let's be honest, child support isn't always fair. That's why FathersHaveRights.com is creating the Custody Prep Guide for Men, presented to you by expert attorneys to help fathers know what to do, what not to do, and how to protect themselves at every step of the custody process. Click the link pinned to the top of the comments, join the waiting list for the Custody Prep Guide for Men. And sometimes you have to realize that's just where you're at. Now, practical steps, I'm cutting off phones like she said. You're exiting the house. At that point, you can be an adult and you will not disrespect the household and those rules. Let's check out a few of these comments, see what the people have to say. Of course, guys, I'm curious to know what you think. Top comment here says, change the locks, stop paying the phone bill, have the papers drawn up. The emancipation set her free. Beautiful.
Y'all, I'm dealing with a teenager, and every day it feels like I'm fighting for my life. This morning I woke up for school and I said, hey, it's time to get up for school. And she says, hey, it's time for you to shut the fuck up and mind your motherfucking business. So I walked out the house. I tried different things. I tried, taking away the Wi-Fi. I tried doing so many things, whatever, you guys recommend. And, she is just determined that she is going to disrespect me in every way possible. So that's my morning. Hope you guys are having a better one. I'm gonna go to work now. Disrespect me in every way possible.
This video made my blood pressure go up, and I want to just say something to the parents who are dealing with something like this. After you've done all you can, that means I done taken the door off your bedroom. You have no privacy in my house. You don't have a key. You have a curfew. There's no Wi-Fi. You don't have a cell phone bill that I'm going to pay for. You're not even getting the fancy shoes or clothes. Everything that I buy you is coming at a price, and it's going to be the cheapest prices possible. And that means I'm going to the thrift store. There are no birthday celebrations, and I'm not getting you no Christmas gifts. If you can talk to me with that mouth and be disrespectful, then I can show you how it is for a parent to do the bare minimum. That means provide a roof over your head, water for you to take a bath with, buy food that I like that you're going to have to eat. And if you don't like it too bad, you can go figure out how to get your own food. Get your hair done? Absolutely not. Get your hair cut? What? The clippers are in the bathroom. Figure out how to cut your own hair. And when that does not work and you still continue to talk crazy to me, it's time for you to go. Because one thing I love is my freedom. And I would never allow a child to have me in jail because I didn't put you in the grave.
My dad left yet?
Yeah, he did.
He left you on your birthday. Y'all a mess. What are you wearing?
What's
That
wrong
don't
with
give
what I'm
birthday.
wearing?
Why are you wearing a sweater? And why you still got that wig on? You couldn't get a new one for your birthday? Hello?
I'm not doing this with you today.
Say it again.
I am not doing this with you today.
Who are you talking to? Hello?
Please leave me alone.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
You're not talking to me.
I am talking to you.
You're not talking to me.
You need to back up.
Or what?
So you're going to fight me on my birthday?
Fix your face.
You're going to fight me on my birthday?
Fix your face.
You're going to fight me on my birthday? Come on, man. Like, why y'all like this? Like, I don't understand
Like
why
what?
y'all doing this.
I asked you a question, you didn't answer. You was being mad rude. Now I'm giving you
You
the
mean
same...
like what you usually are to me?
Now I'm giving you the same energy. Now you want to act all sad like the victim.
I'm about to be done with this. I'm about to be done with this.
Done with what?
You won't even have to worry about this
Done
no
with
more. I'm
what?
about to be done with all of it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be done.
Okay.
I'm standing in my closet trying to calm the fuck down because my 14-year-old daughter has been so mean to me today. Like pit viper, venomous snake mean to me today. And so I finally looked at her and I said, that's enough. We are done. I am done with you being so mean and nasty to me. I don't know what I did to you, but we're done. And so she turns and says, I'm sorry. I won't be as mean anymore. Like that statement was meant to be clear. Like I won't be as mean, but I'm still going to be fucking low key mean. Like, just so you know. Like, that's what she was saying to me. I won't be as mean. What? What? Teenage girls she's trying to bring me to the brink. Like I can't. I honestly can't. My eye has been twitching for the last 20 minutes. I won't be as mean. Oh.
Somebody else here added, I was a disgraceful teen for many reasons. The only thing that hit me hard is when my mother went silent. Went on to read, she stopped talking to me, she stopped seeing me, and I missed her so much. I saw I needed her and saw just how much I love her. I grew up to be a much better adult. You are all she really has, but she doesn't know that yet. This is so true. And we all end up realizing this in life. Is there only a few people? In many cases, it's your family. It's the people who are willing to deal with your shit, who can't divorce you, who can't break up with you, who can't just leave you. And you are privileged to have those people in your life because some people have nobody. But the older you get, what do you realize? Well, most people, the cycle goes like this. You start out really young, you're close to your parents, they're your world, they're everything. Eventually, they stop being cool, right? You're worried about being cool and separating yourself. Your parents are a bit embarrassing. And so you go out to find other role models. Good for development, but also opens room to the wrong type of role models. And as you get older, and I know I've seen this in my life, as you start especially realizing how hard life is, how difficult it is to find genuine people, genuine relationships, you start to think about your family. You start to want to rekindle friendships with extended families. You start to want to spend time with your parents. You realize that life is very short as you start to realize people pass away, right? And you've probably noticed this even in your life or other people's lives, is the older you get, the more you want to spend time with your parents, with your siblings, with your family. And this is also why, if you notice, whenever there's somebody who's always working really hard to keep the family together, they're typically somebody who's a lot older than the rest of the family. They are more in tune with the reality that life is short, and all that really matters are the people in your lives. And some people have to have that prodigal son experience. They need to leave, and you need to allow them to do that. You need to give them the bed that they want to lay in so that they can learn that lesson, hopefully fast, not slow. Somebody else who says, let life teach her. Agreed. Somebody else who says, act like you don't care what she does or where she goes. Don't buy her anything besides food and water. If she speaks to you, answer with yes and no. You're a great mom who tried everything you know. Somebody else who says, next time she leaves, change the locks and let her figure it out. Here's somebody else who says, you pay for her phone, not no more. Another person who says, girls, group home. Somebody else who added, change the locks and let her figure it out. Yeah. Chances are she's not doing any of that. That's the unfortunate thing. It takes a lot. Did she? Maybe she did. But chances are it's tough. People, unfortunately, when it comes to especially mothers, the only person who will love you when you are a murderer, a thief, when you've done the worst things a person could possibly do is a mother. And that's their role. And I'm not saying what they should do. This is what mothers do. And so it's against their nature to be disciplined to the degree that requires them to allow that child to hurt. And yes, I get it. I did it. I'm not talking about you. Relax. Most women have a difficult time doing this. Guys, of course, I'm curious to know, what do you think?
There's so many videos on here of parents dealing with their teenagers and their disrespect. Normalize putting them out. Let's normalize protecting our peace, because no child, no human, nobody, no human being is going to come before my peace. Even if they came for me, you getting out. You don't want to listen to me. You don't want to listen to your dad. You don't want to listen to the rules. We're going to find a place. Even if that means you have to pay some money for them to be there, baby, protect your peace. Protect your peace. You don't have to be fighting with your children. You don't have to put your hands on your children. Put them out. Put them out. Let's normalize that.
Let's talk about this generation of children who are turning against their parents, their mothers, their fathers even. It seems to be all the rage to go on TikTok, that is the youth today, who are creating videos disrespecting their mother, their father. Mostly I'm seeing a lot of mothers under attack by their own children. As a mother, we have fed you, we have clothed you. And before I continue down this list, this is where the self-entitlement and disrespect comes in from the youth. But we didn't ask you to do those things. We didn't ask to be here. But you sure are loving the ride. You're sure enjoying the blessings of being here. You got your TikTok. You got your little buddies, right? Truth be told, it is a woman's right to not go to term with a child in her womb. Any mother who has never abandoned their child, who has carried them to full term, that means they didn't abandon them in the womb and they didn't abandon them outside the womb. Clearly wants their child here. It seems to be that the children of this generation don't want to be here. And that has a lot to do with trauma. Not trauma brought on by the loving parent, but it is brought on by this generation of children who have an incessant need to want to be seen, valued, loved, all good things. However, there is so much dysfunction in their peer group. They're not really receiving any of that. In fact, because they're not all even focused on that, because they're too busy trauma bonding over how mad they are that their mother chose to bring them into this world. Their mothers chose to bring them into this world. I can't remember how many years, I think it was maybe 6 years ago, one of the first videos I saw blew my mind away. It was a young girl boasting about how she got a $5,000 bag, a handbag, because her bleep, I'm doing the bleep because you know what she called her mother. She called her mother the B word, wouldn't buy her this $5,000 bag. And she boasted about going on TikTok and getting a sugar daddy, that's real safe, to buy her the bag. I believe as mothers, and I'm guilty of this as well, in this generation, there has been a lot of spoiling of our children. You see, because from the 70s, the 80s generation, a little bit into the 90s, we did not have the technology that we have today, all the vast gaming systems out there today. I mean, we have this little controller for like Nintendo, you know, it was just a little cube and a stick, and the graphics were not that great, but we thought it was phenomenal. We had our Cabbage Patch Kids, Garbage Pail stickers. There were cards, trading cards. But you know what else? We built forts together. We went on long walks in the woods. We actually went in the home when the lights went on, or when our parents would call us for dinner. We could be found at the local arcade. And back then, they actually had arcades in certain convenience stores. Yeah, you'd get lucky to find maybe Pac-Man, like one of those games there. And we would always look for quarters. We would work for quarters so we can go play our video games at a convenience store. And then afterwards, bonus, go get some candy. What is it that I'm describing here? What was it that we were doing that this current generation fails to do today? We weren't trauma bonding. We were not trauma bonding. We were actually bonding. We had healthy bonding. Yeah. We were building up one another, laughing, playing games, building forts. Man, we were even like architects. So growing up in that generation, I myself in the 80s and other mothers, the things that we have at our disposal today that we never had growing up, we want to honor and bless our children with those things. And our children today have become painstakingly spoiled. They don't even realize how good they have it. They believe that it should be automatic, that they should. self-entitlement. And then this goes into parenthood. We raise our children. We put a roof over their head because we want them there. We want to bless our children. We give them everything that we could possibly give them, right? In some cases, we don't always give them what they want. We give them what they need when we are in a financial situation and it calls for that. But when we are in a financial situation, we're able to bless with more. They get what they want and they get what they need. We are there emotionally for them. We are their doctor, their lawyers, their advocates, their nurse. We are their nurturers. We are mother. It's a powerful role. And this interesting thing takes place when they get older. I think they did it all themselves. And there is some dysfunction in the home. So then you have the ones that are raised in a dysfunctional home, believing that they have a kin, and they all get together and they huddle together and they bash their parents or parent. And they believe that that is called adulthood. They conveniently forget everything that their mother has done for them, father, parents. In this case, like I said, folks, I'm seeing a lot of this going against moms. My mom never loved me. My mom abandoned me. My mom is so toxic. My mom, blah, 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 blah. It's funny. This is only happening in those terrible teen years, of course, but you never heard that. In fact, I never heard it from my daughter's mouth when they had their cell phones paid. They had their phones. My one daughter, she was sick with cancer, stood by her bedside day and night, advocated for her because she was misdiagnosed for 3.5 years and knew that every doctor was wrong and ended up being right because that's something called mother instinct, and finally got the diagnosis which saved her life. Wasn't talking about any of that nonsense then. Wasn't talking about it when they get the hottest fashion, the favorite perfume, the Ulta makeup, the credit cards, the rides to the friend's house, the sleepovers, having friends over. Listen, folks, we can go down a long list. Every single one, and now I'm speaking to this generation of youth. When you have parents that are there for you through thick and thin, that is not a license to abuse that, number one. Number two, ask yourself this question. Were you talking all that smack about your loving mother or father or both when you were receiving the things that you wanted, as well as the things that you need? You weren't. This generation thinks it's cool, it is adult-like to dispose their mother, dispose their father, dispose their parents, to disrespect them. Like, we've wiped your asses, we've wiped your tears, we've wiped your nose, we've checked your temperature, we have fed you. And technically, the only thing that we ever ask in return is love. The love that we give to you. And even when you're not being so loving, we're still there. Are you okay? Please call me. I'm worried about you. Why are you acting like this? Right, that does not sound like abandonment to me. Not by a long shot. I think it's time this generation recognize you only get one mother and you only get one father. And if they've been present in your life, you better fix that. You better backtrack, give them the biggest hug, go to therapy, do whatever it is you got to do. Fix it. Because I'm going to tell you something next. This generation is broken. And when your mom and your dad, your parents are no longer around, that's all you're going to be left with. You're going to be surrounded by the broken people that you chose to entertain because they equally supported your disrespect of your mother or your father or both, just as they themselves have done. That's not something to be proud of. And I promise you, in your 30s and 40s on up, you're going to feel the sting. You're going to feel the impact. Some may feel it sooner than later. It's not content. It's not creative work to bash your loving mother, your loving father, your parents. We may have had less in the 80s growing up, but that gave us the ability to be thankful for what we did have. Those little nuggets, those little crumbs were enormous in our eyes. Yeah. The more you receive, the less you appreciate. That's what's happened to this generation. And shame on you for that. Recognize that you've been blessed tenfold And if you still feel some type of way, then that's an internal problem by which you have to seek therapy, and your parents will be more than happy to be alongside you with that. You don't bash.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link into the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.